Hey guys, first regardsman here, and so I'll be talking about a heroic heavy bolter build for the heavy class in patch 11.0 Space Marine 2. Now, the new heroic heavy bolter, Chains of Duty, is by far the best heavy bolter in the entire game. This thing not only has a 0 startup on its maximum fire rate, so you don't have to charge up your shots whatsoever, but also has a fencing window now, which means you finally have a fencing weapon on the heavy class, which is pretty insane because previously heavy was perma-locked to balance forever. It was like the biggest downside of this entire class, and this one circumventing that is kind of incredible. And the heroic perk effect is called Reinforced Gun Casing. Perfect parry window increases by 50%, and after a gun strike, the weapon is completely cooled. Now, the reason a gun strike cools your weapon completely here is because this weapon's overheat is actually awful. When this weapon is overheated, it takes forever to cool off on its own compared to like the relic tier variants. It's like the only downside of it, which is why this perk effect exists. But even with that, it is still by far the best option. And for the perk tree here, I do start off with the perk Fast Venting, moving here into the perk Perfect Cooling. After a perfectly timed dodge, the equipped weapon is completely cooled. This perk is amazing on this one because this, combined with Reinforced Gun Casing, pulling your weapon off of gun strikes, makes it very easy to keep this weapon cooled all the time. And the next perk here is Increased Capacity, moving up here into like the mandatory perk Heavy Immunity. While in heavy stance, you don't lose control from heavy hits. This perk is simply mandatory if you don't take strategic stance, in my opinion. Without this, you will be knocked around by like Lictor light hits and stuff like that. And this simply allows you to shoot in other occasions that you just get knocked around. So a really good perk to have. I pretty much always pick this up. The other perk down here is Headhunter for 10% more headshot damage. Moving here into the perk Adamant Restoration. When your health drops below 30%, your ammo reserve is restored by 25% of the maximum capacity. Cannot exceed maximum ammo capacity. Cooldown is 30 seconds. Now, being below 30% HP or around 30% HP on a heavy class, it really doesn't matter that much because you have the perk here Fortitude. Health increases by 30% on top of Conviction for a 25% health damage reduction on your armor breaks. Because of these two perks, your low HP is actually very tanky. You could trigger this perk over and over again off of cooldown, which makes the ammo economy of this weapon super powerful. So honestly, a top tier combo there. Next perk here is Heavy Might for 15% more damage in heavy stance. We move up here into the exact same perk with Heavy Might once again for a total damage boost on our heavy stance at 30%. Really nice to have. Pretty much always pick up these two perks. And the final four perks are Discipline for 25% more damage on, 25% more damage on low ammo. Moving here into the perk Fast Venting, Increased Capacity, and the final perk here, Great Might, for 10% more damage against terminus level enemies. That's pretty much all there is for the heavy bolter setup. I do think this is like the overall best heavy bolter setup in the game. If you do want more overall damage, you could skip Increased Capacity and go down here for things like Divine Might instead of Great Might. That is up to you, or you can even like skip down here for things like Adamant Hunter, just skip one of the final perks anyways, because this perk is also very strong. But to be honest, I just prefer this setup because we get like the best of both worlds of damage and ammo economy. That's really all this weapon needs. Now, for the secondary here, I do take a plasma pistol on the rate of fire variant. This one's just super nice for like a chunky CHP increase on top of stagger. The heavy bolter doesn't really have any stagger compared to the plasma incinerator and the multi-melta or even the pyro cannon at times, so having this is pretty nice to have. So plasma, pretty much the way to go in my opinion, and for the perk setup, I just pick it this way. Now, for our perk tree, I do take Restoration first. Killing 7 enemies in rapid succession restores an armor segment. Cooldown is 15 seconds. This perk is just a free damage reduction for you. Armor Restore in Space Marine 2 is very valuable. And to be honest, the perk Multi-Kill does nothing for you anyways. And this perk here, Auxiliary Ammunition, is absolutely fucking donkey-ass trash. Pretty much never take this, so this one's kind of a no-brainer anyways. Next perk here is Fortitude for health increase of 30%. This perk, combined with Conviction, like we mentioned before, will make you like baseline as tanky as a Bulwark with Conviction, which is pretty insane. Heavy is actually like stupidly tanky with this perk combo, which is why I prefer it over things like Strategic Stand. Strategic Stand might sound really good to a lot of people because getting 15% more CHP back off of your heavy stance while being unable to move is pretty good, and having a heavy immunity perk effect for no knockback on top of that is also pretty strong. But to be honest, Fortitude is just way better because this perk will keep you alive during stun locks, and stun locks are usually when you actually die. Next perk here is Overwhelming Power, 10% more range damage for 10 meters, or excuse me, within 10 meters for all of your squad members while your Iron Halo is active. That is pretty good. Just a free range damage buff. Moving up here into Encompassing Aegis for a 25% range damage reduction for your entire team. This perk is godly. A free range damage reduction for your whole team is incredible in Space Marine 2. Now, additional supplies is not a terrible perk because sometimes ammo is pretty important for certain setups, and Bonds of Brotherhood just sucks. Next perk here is Consecutive Execution, killing 7 enemies, rapid succession, restores equipment charge. Cooldown is 90 seconds. This perk gives you 90-second melt-a-bombs, crack grenades, shock grenades, and frags. Honestly, anything that breaks the pickup economy of the game is pretty top tier, and this one is no different, because melt-a-bombs just like solve encounters all on their own half the time. Though I will say, the perk up here, Adamant Will, for a 20% health damage reduction for 10 seconds on Iron Halo deactivating is also pretty good. This one's just a bit better. Next perk here is Power Regulator for Iron Halo losing energy 20% more slowly, moving up here into the perk Brute Force. When Iron Halo is in cooldown, your range damage increases by 15%. This is just a free range damage reduction, or excuse me, not range damage reduction, range damage buff whenever you use your Iron Halo, which is all the time in this game, so kind of no brainer to pick this one up, because the perk here, Saving Grace, sucks, and Wrath of the Imperium is not very good either. Next perk here is Offensive Capability, and that's pretty much all there is for the heavy perk tree. Now, for the prestige perks here, I do take Duelist this time around because it increases your perfect parry window by 25%. This gives you a 75% bonus to your parry window on top of a fencing weapon with this heroic variant. Really powerful perk combo. You can kind of block a hilarious amount of attacks with this, or fence them I should say, or parry them I should say. Really funny to use this, so if you want to skip this and just take Reverberating Impact, you definitely can, because this might be a little redundant because you do already have that gigantic fat 50% parry window increase off of this regardless, so you don't really need this necessarily, but pretty funny combo. Next perk here is Auxiliary Reload for having your ammo economy be solved on any type of extremis kill. Getting back a percentage magazine, which is what this actually is on a heavy bolter, is really nice to have. Basically solves your ammo economy entirely if you ever fight like an extremis encounter. It's really good for siege mode especially. Next perk here is Conviction for damage reduction, and the final perk is Indomitable Spirit for no knockback on gun strikes, because without this, you will simply be knocked around, and getting knocked around in this game will absolutely fucking kill you, so pretty much always grab this, as all there is to this perk, pretty much mandatory in my opinion. This one will save your life. And that is all there is for this build, guys. The Heroic Heavy Bolter is absolutely god tier for the heavy bolters, best heavy bolter in the game. Really fun to use. If you haven't picked this one up, I would definitely pick this one up pretty soon with your accolades. And that's pretty much all there is from me. Hopefully this build guide helped, and if you like content like this, subscribe for more. Here's some actual gameplay. Bye. Oh shit. You fucking barbarian, eat this. Nice try. I have a fencing weapon. I've leveled up, dude. I made some upgrades. Oh shit. You fought, the last time you fought, I was but a balanced weapon, Andy. Now, I'm a fencing Chad. Ow. God, like I only died a block. Ow, oh my god. Alright. Look at that instant fire. You guys like that? You're gonna love this. Ow!
Thousand suns deployed weaponized sorcery. Enhanced tactic ready. Throwing frag grenade. Iron Halo ready.
Get fencing.
Victory for the
Ow.
Imperium. Long. Intercepting projectiles.
Oh shit.
High-ranking chaos target eliminated. Enhanced tactic ready.
We're in a position now where my wife will leave FTG vids on to keep the cats company if she goes out. God damn, there's a lot of vids for that. I am a great babysitter, like, you know, as a video deployer. Who knows, 10 years from now, I might have 15,000 videos on this channel.
Iron Halo online.
Of varying quality.
Heresy quotient.
Virtual babysitting. It's actually more common than you think at this point. Unfortunately, it's not just for cats. That people parent their kids half the time now.
Confirmed. Heretical sorcerer killed.
I wish we could jump in this game. Have you ever seen the Emperor jump? No? Then why should you?
Enemy eliminated.
40k FTG videos. I mean, I will probably try out some lore videos and stuff. I want to try some new stuff out in the winter, because I imagine this game's going to be pretty, not going to have a ton of stuff until Tech Marine, so it'd be fun to try some different stuff. Make some more Dark Tide stuff. Oh shit.
Enemy intimidation tactics ineffective. Focus on the beast and engage. Increase firepower.
Alright. I see you.
Warning. Incoming warframe barrels. Highly lethal.
Ow. Okay.
Corruption symptoms.
Not my night. Oh no, that's gonna fucking kill me. Oh shit.
Caution.
Armor.
Warp energy surge
Oh.
detected.
Okay, well, it just didn't let me use my sim. That's unfortunate. That's okay, we'll get it all back. That was the worst possible thing you dropped on me there. That's pushed me to a corner.
Enhanced tactic ready. Execute Iron Halo tactics.
Alright.
Warp entity is disengaged.
It ain't clean.
Target is manipulating reality. Sorcery suspected. Caution. Adversary conditions are caustic. Search for egress points. Observation. I see a light. Conditions tolerable.
What the
Offensive
fuck?
resumed.
Y'all see that?
First order. Eradicate aberrant protrusions. Spearman terminated.
What the fuck was that? Alright, we'll grab the new super useful.
Fire on the beast. Seek cover immediately.
Damn.
Take evasive maneuvers. Enhanced tactic ready. Our war gear lacks efficacy against that warp shield. Focus fire on the reinforcements. Eliminate hostiles before they interact with the beast. Purge successful. Prepping Meltalon. Execute the swarm. Iron Halo online. Warning. Incoming warframe barrage. Highly lethal.
Hey. Hey, he's getting siled on now. Look at him. Let's try it, loser. Give a brain now. I can shoot you.
The
Ow.
beast is nearly spent. Execute target now.
That's a pretty good weapon now. God damn.
Target
The
from
fencing
wall
heavy vulture.
neutralized.
Who'd have
Mission
thought?
successful. Collective kill count remains statistically above average.
Which class would you say is the best solo against the Vortex Beast? Probably Assault, to be honest. Assault's really good for bosses. It has so many tools to remove ads very easily. I think Assault's probably one of the best classes for any boss in this game. Bulwark 2 with Intimidating Aura. Kind of bodies him. I'd say number one for the Vortex Beast, just Bulwark, because you have Intimidating Aura. And during like that the 6 parry chain he does, you can get 2 triggers, which is pretty good. Pretty fucking good. Okay.